The most powerful people on earth aren't loud. They are still, composed, deeply aware. You cannot control someone who sees everything and chooses not to react. So let's be honest. How many times have you let another person's words or actions rob your calm, lure you into anger, drag you into their chaos? How often have you felt like a piece on their board, moved by their moods? The hard truth is this: you surrender your power every time you react on impulse. And if you live this way, the world will keep taking from you, eroding your peace, your joy, and your sense of self. But there is another path. Stoic wisdom tells us that true strength isn't in what happens to us, but in how we meet it. It's not about dodging the storm. It's about learning to stand unshaken within it. Today, I'll show you how to break that cycle, to stop letting the outside world dictate your inner state, and to start reclaiming the strength that's always been yours. If you're ready to step out of the grip of others and take charge of your own peace, consider subscribing. It's a choice to commit to your own growth, your self-mastery, and your journey toward real freedom. Let's begin. Habit number 1. They listen with their whole being. Have you ever talked with someone who just never stops? They spill every detail, every opinion, every thought. It seems friendly at first, but soon you realize they're giving themselves away, leaving pieces of themselves scattered, open to be used. They don't see that every unguarded word is a handle for someone else to grab. But those who are truly grounded, who cannot be so easily played, understand a simple secret. Real power rests in listening, not in speaking. When you listen more than you talk, you're not just hearing words, you're gathering intelligence. You sense the currents beneath the conversation, the emotions, the true intentions. In that quiet, observant space, you become aware of what is not said, the hints in a tone, the story told by a posture, the truth in the silence between sentences. There's a profound strength in stillness. It's not awkward, it's authoritative. When you are comfortable in quiet, you invite others to fill it. People disclose more when they feel they have the stage, when they don't feel judged. So instead of rushing to share your own thoughts, let them speak. Let them show you who they are. Often the quieter you are, the more you comprehend about the person before you. You hear the inconsistencies, you notice the gaps. And the best part? You reveal nothing about yourself in return. Picture someone who tries to manipulate. They feed on information, pulling you into talks to learn your soft spots. The more they know, the more influence they have. But if you listen with calm intention, they are left in the dark. They lack the tools to move you. You keep your hand close. You don't give them the map to your mind. It's a chess match where your strategy is to never show your pieces. Now you might think, but I want to be heard too. Of course, it's human. Yet there is power in choosing when your voice enters. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's what this is, governing your own mind and responses. You are not letting others steer the exchange. You are choosing how much of your inner world you share, and when. Imagine facing someone trying to provoke you. They're pressing, poking, eager to see you flare so their game can begin. But if you stay composed, if you listen instead of retaliate, you disarm them completely. Their words lose force. The balance shifts. They can't provoke what they cannot ignite. Your calm becomes your armor. The more you listen, the less they know, and the more power you hold. This kind of listening demands full presence. It's about catching the subtle signs, the things people don't say outright. Watch how they shift when certain topics arise. See if their eyes meet yours or dart away. Do their actions line up with their words? In these moments, you learn everything about their character, their intent, and their trustworthiness. The more you practice, the more you see. People are always showing you who they are. You just have to be paying attention. By speaking less and listening more, you tilt the scale in your favor. You control the story because you are aware, watchful, and not easily swayed by noise. Your silence encourages others to fill the space, and in that space you observe, you discern, and you decide your next move. It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. Habit number 2, they let their actions be their argument. How often have you caught yourself over-explaining, justifying a choice, a feeling, an action, as if someone else's approval is the key to your own validity? You scramble to make them understand, but deep down, you know it rarely works. The more you explain, the more they seem to dig in. It's draining. You end up exhausted, defending something that should never need a defense. Here is a truth that the unmanipulatable know. You do not owe everyone an explanation. In fact, over-explaining often signals a hidden insecurity, a plea for validation. People with real inner authority don't need that constant approval. They know that if someone is committed to misunderstanding them, they will. No amount of perfectly crafted words will change a mind shaped by its own biases. So what if you stopped? What if you chose to simply be? Instead of defending every move, let your actions speak for themselves. People rooted in their own truth don't explain their every decision. In your personal life, at work, in relationships, you don't need to convince the world to see through your eyes. You don't need to beg for a thumbs up. Let the quality of your choices do the talking. This quiet confidence springs from deep self-knowledge. When you live aligned with your values, when you know who you are, your peace speaks louder than any argument ever could. You become someone who doesn't need to justify each step. Your actions tell the story. Your words are merely a footnote. So picture this. The next time someone questions your path, instead of launching into a lengthy defense, simply stand in your truth. You don't need to fight to be understood. There is immense power in the stillness that comes from knowing you've made a conscious choice. You can reply calmly, "This is my decision. I'm at peace with it." And that is enough. Let your stance be your answer. When you do this, you build an invisible shield around your calm. It's a magnetic force that draws people toward your conviction. As Carl Jung put it, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The people who can't be manipulated have done just that. They've become themselves, and so they don't feel the need to defend their choices. They know that anyone who truly respects them will see the value in their actions, not just their speeches. In a world where so many twist themselves to be liked, those who stand firm in their authentic selves are untouchable. They don't play the game of endless justification. Their authenticity is their statement. Think about your own life. How much energy have you spent explaining why you took a certain job, or why you don't associate with certain people? You might give long justifications, offering more information than needed. But what happens? Most people either don't care as much as you think, or they've already decided. Your explanation changes little. It just leaves you depleted. What if you trusted that your decisions are valid simply because you made them? Imagine entering a room knowing your presence alone speaks volumes. There is a profound calm that comes from this understanding, an inner peace that cannot be disturbed. When you stop explaining yourself to everyone, you stop handing your power over. You reclaim it. Every time you choose quiet assurance over defense, you strengthen your boundaries and your core. Remember, not everyone needs to understand you. In fact, the more you seek universal understanding, the more you become a prisoner of others' perceptions. This isn't about ceasing to communicate. It's about knowing your worth is not tied to others' comprehension. You don't need their constant validation. The people who matter will accept you as you are. They will trust your actions, and that trust will resonate more than any explanation. When you stop explaining, you begin to radiate a confidence that requires no words. You live from a place of calm assurance. Your peace no longer depends on external approval. It's rooted in your deep understanding of self. And from that foundation, no manipulation, no judgment, no outside pressure can move you. So the next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause. Ask, do I need to justify this, or is it enough that I know who I am? When you embrace this quiet confidence, you'll find the world responds to you differently. You are no longer defending your choices. You are standing in your truth, letting your actions do all the talking. And that, my friend, is a strength no one can manipulate. Habit number 3, they remain unmoved when provoked. How easily does someone get under your skin? A rude comment, a cutting remark, a deliberate slight, and just like that, you react. Frustration flares. You're pulled into a cycle of irritation. Sound familiar? It happens to all of us, especially in a world that seems to crave a reaction. But here's the reality. The people who hold real power are those who stay calm when everyone expects them to explode. Think about it. When someone provokes you, when they push you toward that edge and you react, you've given them exactly what they wanted. Your energy, your attention, your emotional fire. Manipulators thrive on this. They pull your strings by getting under your skin, throwing you off balance to serve their own ends. Here's the key. When you stay calm, when you refuse to give them the reaction they're fishing for, you break their grip. It's a common trap to believe that an emotional response is how you defend yourself, that not reacting means you're letting them win. But the opposite is true. The most powerful move is to remain unmoved. You don't need to match their chaos with your own. You don't need to shout back or retaliate. You can choose to stay grounded, unshaken. This is where real strength lives, in your ability to rise above the noise. It's not passivity, it's profound control. When someone tries to provoke you, staying calm is an act of mental and emotional sovereignty. It's you deciding what affects you, not them. It's you protecting your peace. Carl Jung noted, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." In this context, your true strength is shown not by your promises, but by your composure in the face of adversity. So next time you feel that familiar heat rising, take a moment, pause, breathe. Let the silence be your shield. It's a quiet act of defiance against the chaos someone else is trying to create. By staying calm, you strip them of the power to dictate how you feel. They may try to rock you, but you remain steady. You hold the power. This isn't about being indifferent or suppressing feelings. It's about consciously choosing your response. You don't allow someone else's behavior to dictate your state of mind. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. You start to see that your peace isn't something anyone can take. It's something you own. This calmness creates a ripple effect throughout your life. When you keep your composure amid challenges, You become less rattled by life's inevitable ups and downs. You start to see things more clearly, more objectively. Instead of reacting from emotion, you respond with intention. You become the person who is not easily shaken, no matter the storm around them. So remember, the cooler you stay, the more control they lose. They may push your buttons, but you don't have to play the game. Your silence and composure are powerful tools. When you wield them, you regain the upper hand. You choose how much of your energy you give away. By refusing to react emotionally, you take back your power, your peace, and your control. In a world constantly tugging at your emotions, staying calm is a revolutionary act. It's reclaiming your power from those who seek to steal it. And when you make this choice, to remain unshaken, you'll find your inner peace grows. Those around you will begin to recognize your strength. They'll see they can no longer control you through provocation, and they'll respect the quiet force you hold. So pause, breathe, choose your response wisely. Stay calm, stay centered, and watch how the dynamic shifts. You'll be amazed at the power you gain when you simply refuse to be provoked. Habit number 4, they attract, they don't pursue. We've all been there, chasing after someone, a friend, a partner, an opportunity. You pour your time, energy, and heart into them, believing that if you just try hard enough, they'll see your worth and stay. But deep down, it feels exhausting. And despite all your effort, it never feels sufficient, does it? The truth is, when you chase, you hand over your power. You grant someone else control over your energy, your emotions, your time. Emotionally resilient people understand something fundamental. The right people will stay, and the wrong ones will leave. It's that straightforward. There's no need to beg, chase, or plead for attention. You don't need to chase anyone to prove your value. Those who truly value you, who genuinely respect you, won't require you to bend backward. They'll stay without the chase. And crucially, the people who aren't aligned with you, who aren't meant for your journey, will walk away. And you'll let them. When you release this need to pursue, you liberate yourself. You're no longer clinging to relationships or situations that drain you, or worse, manipulate you. This isn't about being cold. It's about recognizing that your worth does not depend on another's recognition. When you know your own value, you stop chasing. Instead, you attract those who are aligned, those who see your worth without needing to be convinced. This shift in mindset can transform your life. When you stop chasing, you stop seeking validation, approval, or external affirmation. You begin to choose who stays in your life. You choose people who respect you for who you are, not for what you can give. It's a subtle but mighty shift. You stop investing energy in fixing connections that were never meant to be, and you start nurturing the ones that already resonate with your values. These are the relationships that help you grow and thrive. The act of chasing invites manipulation. Think about it. When you're constantly running after someone, seeking their attention, you give them the power to decide your value. You set yourself up to be used, to be drained, without receiving anything true in return. But when you stop chasing, you stop offering your energy to those who don't appreciate it. You stop running in circles, trying to prove yourself to people who will never truly see you. Instead, you begin to attract people who respect you. People who see your worth without you having to beg. This isn't about being passive. It's about understanding your value and trusting that the right people will see it. You attract what you are. When you know your worth, you become magnetic to the right people. You don't need to convince anyone to be near you. They'll be drawn to you because you're aligned with your true self. Focus on choosing people, not chasing them. Prioritize the people who choose you. These are the ones who see your worth without persuasion. They respect you for your authenticity, for living in line with your values. When you focus on choosing these people, life becomes simpler. There's less stress, less anxiety about being enough, because the people who matter have already chosen you. This doesn't mean closing yourself off. It means you're no longer spending precious energy on connections that don't nourish you or contribute to your growth. You are not a beggar for attention. You are a magnet for people who recognize your value and treat you with deserved respect. This is the foundation of healthy relationships, where both parties come together not out of need, but out of genuine want. In the end, the most powerful people don't chase others for validation. They don't waste time begging for approval. They attract the right people through authenticity, strength, and an unwavering sense of self. Adopt this mindset, and you'll find the people who truly matter will stay without you having to chase them down. They'll recognize your worth for what it is, and that will be enough. So let go of the chase. Trust that the right people will find you. Focus on choosing those in alignment and release the rest. The right people stay, the wrong ones leave, and that is exactly how it should be. Habit number 5, they watch for proof, not promises. We've all heard the apologies. Someone causes hurt, says the right words, promises change, asks for forgiveness. But then time passes, and the same behavior returns. You're left feeling tricked, as if the apology was just a tool to placate you until the next time. So why do we fall for words that never materialize into change? Those who can't be controlled have learned a vital lesson. They don't trust empty apologies. They understand that words are cheap. Anyone can say, sorry, promise to do better, and then repeat the same mistakes. Words mean nothing if actions don't follow. The real test of character isn't in the apology, it's in the behavior that comes after. An apology is often just a tool, a way to ease tension, buy time, avoid consequences, without ever addressing the real issue. If actions don't change, the apology is just noise. Not a sign of remorse, but a tactic to keep things moving. So instead of hanging on every word, pay attention to what someone does. Observe the patterns. It's not the speeches that matter. It's the actions that write the true story. People who manipulate no words are powerful, but words without action are hollow. They'll apologize, you'll feel better. But if you're wise, you'll watch their behavior. Do they change? Do they follow through? Or is it just a cycle of sorry with zero change? The more you notice these patterns, the less likely you are to be swayed by empty promises. True strength comes when you stop trusting pretty words and start focusing on consistent behavior. Think about it. A person who truly regrets their actions will show it through sustained, meaningful change. They won't just apologize when caught. They'll take responsibility, learn, and make a genuine effort not to repeat the harm. But someone who doesn't truly care will keep saying sorry without ever changing. The apology becomes a way to shift blame, buy more time, and keep you from seeing the truth. To avoid this trap, stop expecting words to fix behavior. Start observing the consistency of a person's actions over time. Do they show up as they say they will? Do they follow through? Do they treat you with respect, even when it's difficult? These are the real signs of genuine remorse and commitment. The apology is the surface. The real work is in the actions that follow. This shift in perspective is empowering. It puts control back in your hands. When you stop focusing on the sorry and start watching for proof, you begin to see people for who they truly are. You stop making excuses for them. You stop accepting their words as sufficient. Instead, you hold them accountable for what they do. And in doing so, you reclaim your power, your peace, and your trust in yourself. As Carl Jung said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. People who can't be manipulated understand this. They know real change comes from within and is reflected in consistent action. Apologies are easy. Change is hard. So they accept the truth of a person's character based on their deeds, not their declarations. They don't waste hope. They watch for proof. And if it doesn't come, they move on. They understand that true self-respect means setting boundaries and holding people accountable. Think of your own life. How many passes have you given because of a good apology? How many times have you let someone back in after a promise only to face the same hurt again? Now imagine the freedom of stopping that cycle. Imagine trusting your instinct, watching behavior, and accepting that actions speak infinitely louder than words. This isn't about cynicism. It's about protecting your peace. It's about not letting others waste your time or manipulate your heart with empty speeches. When you stop falling for apologies and start observing patterns, you see truth more clearly. You realize you don't have to settle for promises. You deserve actions that match the words. You deserve consistency, respect, and honesty. And when someone continually fails to deliver, you can let them go without guilt, knowing you've honored your own boundaries and self-worth. In the end, the unmanipulatable don't get caught in the trap of empty words. They see through the facade. They watch for real change in behavior. They stop giving endless chances based on speech alone. And in doing so, they shield themselves from emotional games and preserve their inner calm. So next time someone apologizes but doesn't change, remember, their words are just that, words. And when you pay attention to the patterns, you'll know exactly where you stand. Habit number 6, they guard their energy like gold. Your energy is precious. It's a currency more valuable than money. Because once it's spent, it's gone. Think about how you feel after time, with negative, draining people. Exhausted, drained, like a battery on 1%. That's the cost. Those who remain unshakable understand this at their core. They protect their energy like treasure. They know every interaction, every conversation has a cost. Their energy is finite, and they are deliberate about where they invest it. If you constantly give your energy to people who drain you, to relationships that suck life from you, to environments that diminish you, you will burn out. Protecting your energy isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. It's about self-care, setting boundaries, and refusing to let others take what you cannot afford to lose. This is where the ability to say no without guilt becomes essential. The grounded ones say no unapologetically. They don't feel bad for walking away from toxic conversations, environments, or people who bring them down. How often have you stayed in a situation just to avoid upsetting someone? Maybe you tolerated negativity because it seemed polite. But at what cost? The longer you stay, the more your energy depletes, affecting your mood, your work, your entire well-being. Those who are unshakable know it's okay to walk away. They know protecting their peace is more important than pleasing people or meeting external expectations. It's not selfish, it's self-preservation. Just as you wouldn't recklessly spend your savings, you shouldn't recklessly spend your vital energy on things that don't nourish your soul. Protecting your energy isn't about isolation. It's about being intentional with where you invest your time and emotional resources. Carl Jung observed, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." This is the heart of energy guarding. When you look inward and understand your own needs, you become more discerning. You see the value in saying no, in creating space, in choosing relationships and settings that align with your growth. The clearer your self-vision, the easier it is to protect your energy and preserve your peace. Imagine how you'd feel setting firm boundaries with people who drain you. Picture walking away from a toxic exchange and feeling empowered, not guilty. Instead of feeling depleted, you'd feel lighter, more in control, more connected to your inner calm. The resilient also understand that energy protection is about selectivity. They prioritize people and activities aligned with their values, things that lift them up and help them grow. Whether it's declining, draining commitments or stepping back from social situations that add no value, they prioritize their mental, emotional, and physical health above all. This creates space for what truly matters, for what nourishes them and aligns with their purpose. Imagine the freedom of not apologizing for saying no. Imagine no guilt for guarding your own peace. Think of the energy you'd have for the things that truly matter. The more you protect your energy, the more you can show up as your best self, present, grounded, and ready for whatever comes. This isn't about cutting people off at the first sign of negativity. It's about balance. It's recognizing when something or someone consistently takes from you without giving anything back. It's being aware of how much you're giving and ensuring it's to the right things. It's having the strength to say no when necessary and to walk away from what no longer serves your highest good. When you do this, you stop giving your energy away to what doesn't deserve it. You start to feel centered, empowered, and capable. And as you guard your energy, something incredible happens. You begin to attract people, opportunities, and experiences that match your frequency. You draw in what nourishes you, supports your growth, and helps you become your best self. The more you protect your energy, the more you make room for positive, uplifting forces in your life. So remember, your energy is your most precious resource. Guard it like gold. Don't feel guilty for saying no when it's needed. Prioritize your peace. Don't apologize for taking care of yourself. The more you do, the more you'll feel the power you have over your own life. When you start protecting your energy, your life becomes more intentional, more peaceful, and more aligned with who you truly are. Habit number 7. They let their silence do the talking. The final habit carries a depth of power many miss: the power of quiet. Consider the most influential figures in history, leaders, philosophers, thinkers. Many were known for a quiet strength. Their power wasn't in constant argument or self-defense. It was often in what they chose not to say. They understood that silence can speak more profoundly than any word. And when you learn to wield that same power, you too become unshakable. We live in a world where everyone feels compelled to speak their mind, to argue, to defend, to prove, often sacrificing their peace in the process. But the truly grounded know they don't need to engage in every battle. They don't need to argue every point or respond to every provocation. When someone tries to provoke you, your first move is silence. Manipulators, people who love to stir chaos, want a reaction. They want you upset, flustered. It's how they seize control. If they can make you react, they can steer the situation. But when you don't give them that reaction, when you stay silent and poised, they lose their leverage. Silence is not weakness. It's not about being passive or afraid to speak up. It's about knowing when not to respond. The power lies in your ability to remain unaffected, anchored in your center no matter what is thrown your way. Distance often reveals truth faster than confrontation ever can. When you stay silent, you create space. And in that space, truth emerges. When someone tries to provoke or manipulate you, their words lose all weight if you refuse to engage. You give them nothing to hold on to. And in that nothing, their true intentions become clear. This is a strategic choice. From a place of inner strength, silence gives you the chance to assess, to process, to decide how to move forward. It's a moment of pure control. By staying silent, you reclaim power in any situation. Think, how many times have you felt you must defend yourself, only to have the situation explode? The more you argue, the more they dig in. The more you explain, the more vulnerable your position becomes. Silence, however, lets you stand firm. It's a shield. It's a way to hold your ground without justifying your existence. Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." When we react to provocation, it often says more about our own insecurities than about the other person. But when we choose silence, we give ourselves space to rise above those emotions. We stop reacting from hurt or defensiveness and instead approach with clarity and command. The more you practice this, the more you'll see your silence as a reflection of inner fortitude. It's not about avoiding needed confrontation. It's about choosing to remain rooted in your sense of self, regardless of external noise. Now, silence isn't always easy. It takes strength to resist the urge to speak, to defend, to react. It requires discipline and self-awareness, but it is one of your most powerful tools. In any situation where someone is trying to provoke you, be it an argument or a manipulative talk, your silence will make them feel what words never could. It shifts the power. You no longer give them the satisfaction of your reaction. You no longer let them pull you into their emotional turbulence. By remaining silent, you let them feel the weight of their own actions. You don't need to explain or defend. The silence itself sends a message louder than any speech. Think of applying this in your own life. Next time someone tries to provoke you, step back. Let the quiet fill the space. You'll be amazed at how powerful it feels to hold your ground without a word. You'll notice how much more in control you are when you don't surrender to others' emotional demands. In a world pushing for constant reaction, silence is an act of resistance. It's how you maintain your peace and guard your energy. Remember, silence isn't the same as avoiding difficult conversations. There are times to speak up. The wisdom is in knowing when silence is the more powerful response. Silence allows you to pause, to think, to choose your response consciously. It prevents you from being sucked into unnecessary conflict and lets you keep command of your emotional state. The power of silence goes beyond avoiding fights. It's about embracing your own confidence. The more you use silence strategically, the more you'll see it shift dynamics in your favor. People accustomed to getting a rise out of others will lose their grip when they see their words have no effect. In the end, what you choose not to respond to is often more powerful than what you choose to say. So the next time you're faced with provocation, remember, your silence speaks volumes. It's a sign of strength, self-awareness, and unshakable control. Instead of being drawn into an emotional battle, use silence to create space for clarity, for truth, for your own power. True strength isn't in what you say, but in what you calmly choose not to answer. Your silence is your shield, your peace, and your power. Embrace it and watch as the world begins to respect your inner calm. If this message connected with you, consider watching one of the suggested videos to continue your journey towards self-mastery. Thank you for being part of this community. Remember, your quiet is becoming your greatest strength.